I want to ask you, because everybody's talking about it, his WWE connection. What do you know about
I don't really know how deep it is. I know there was some sort of NIL deal, but I think that was more for social media promotion and those things. Now, you look at the guy, he was a freshman, and I looked at him, and I'm walking behind him, and I went, damn, dude. And he turned around and looked at me, and I said, if you ain't got a second career as a WWE, I've wasted my time doing this for nearly 50 years. He said, really? I said, yeah. I said, you look the part. Just looking at you, the size and everything else. He's also got the personality. He's well-spoken in interviews. We interviewed him a lot because, I mean, I'll be honest, we've got some guys with the Razorbacks that I'm not real sure they could spell ESPN. So, bless their hearts. I don't know what kind of high school they had, but I mean, they're struggling from the academic side. Dalton's not one of those guys. He's very good looking. But here's the thing that's a little different. He's responsible. There's never been any allegations of him going out. And trust me, as 50 years ago, one of the leading partiers on Dixon Street. I mean, I can remember many a nights when myself and Steve Little, who was an All-American kicker here, went to the Cardinals and kicked for years. And Dan Hampton, who was with the Bears for
Remember,
years.
don't tell too many secrets.
Oh, this is not a secret. Everybody in town knows it. There would be police records, but back in the 70s, they didn't quite put it on the front page of papers like they did. Trust me, my name was well known down on Dixon Street with all those guys. So, yeah.
Awesome.
He ignored all of that. There was never any allegation of that, to my knowledge. Now, maybe it was just fortunate. Maybe it was luck. He and I
got to tell you, though, what you're telling me fits into what every NFL executive told me. Just a super kid, and it's going to be amazing to watch. Andy, listen, I appreciate you. I hope we're able, we talked about a little bit on the phone yesterday, to do some more stuff together.
Hey,
I appreciate you.
One of my favorite teams to cover was the Raiders when I was in Dallas in the early 80s. And
wow.
You had one of the, and I'll tell you my quick Cowboys Raiders story, because Tex Ram, who was the general manager, president, and the only difference between him and an owner, he didn't have the check to write. So, and Al Davis, they hated each other, literally despised each other. So we're up in the press box one night, and they were the only two owners back then that I ever saw sit in the press box for the entire game. They sat in the press box. Tex sat at one end of the stadium or at the press box. Al Davis was at the other. This was old Texas Stadium, didn't have that big of a press box.
Right.
And we're down on the front row. They're back on the second row, and I hear Tex's voice that was kind of unmistakable. He goes, there's this, kind of slow time, and he goes, hollers down, ow. Al just kind of turns and looks at him. Tex gives him the middle finger salute, and they just go back to watching the game.